Leave now. There's nothing up here for you but a shortcut to hell.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, what the fuck did you just look at? So, why is Ryu Hayabusa in outer space? That doesn't fucking make any sense, does it? Well, yeah, he's a ninja. Why is a ninja in outer space? 2, is that the fucking space station from the beginning of Halo 2? Yes. And 3, is that Master Chief? Why does Master Chief sound like a girl? Well, you know, I can answer all those questions real soon, because yes, it is fucking Master Chief, but it's actually not. But it is, but also not. It is very confusing. So for some context, you know, back in the original Xbox, Dead or Alive and Halo were some of the biggest games on the original Xbox. You know, Bungie and Team Ninja were both very prominent, so Dead or Alive 3 and Halo Combat Evolved both released on the original Xbox, I think on launch day. You know, they were both very well received for the time and pretty groundbreaking for when they came out. DOA 3 had fucking like full widescreen and, you know, all these complex models and the real-time lighting and everything, and it's like, and the multi-tiered stages that were way above, you know, what they did in Virtua Fighter 3. And it's like, wow, what the fuck is this? And then, you know, Halo Combat Evolved, which kind of speaks for itself, like for what it did for FPS. And then, you know, they released other games afterward, like they released Ninja Gaiden for 2004 and then Ninja Gaiden Black, and that game itself was revolutionary when it came out. And then of course the big one is Halo 2. Halo 2 was such a fucking big deal, and then, you know, it ended on that cliffhanger, the iconic cliffhanger, but you know, that's beside the point. So around the time of 2005, Team Ninja was making Dead or Alive 4 for the Xbox 360, and they were trying to get it out by launch, but you know, they kind of missed the deadline, so it kind of released around December, I think. So when they were making Dead or Alive 4, they were thinking about adding a guest character into the game, so they approached Bungie and they essentially wanted Master Chief to be in the game, but due to complications and due to the fact that, you know, Master Chief was pretty busy at the end of Halo 2, you know, he's kind of fighting the Covenant right now, and, you know, spoilers, I guess, if you don't know what the fuck happens in Halo. At the end of Halo 2, you know, you fight, you know, the Covenant and everything, and then you go back to Earth, and you continue to fight on Earth, and then, you know, it plays that iconic scene.
It isn't one of ours. Take it out.
This is Spartan-458. Can anyone hear me? Over.
Isolate that signal. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
When Tecmo first approached us with the idea, we were a little taken aback. We've seen a lot of Halo fan projects, everything from Red vs. Blue to a French side-scrolling shooter, but Bungie had never actually undertaken any kind of game-related expansion to the story, characters, or universe. But this was Tomonobu Itagaki and Team Ninja, so we listened to their proposal very carefully and with a very open mind. It says, I'm gonna read verbatim. Initially, Team Ninja wanted and asked very politely for Master Chief. Well, we balked at that. Master Chief is busy, fictionally speaking. We left him at the end of Halo 2, involved in very large-scale galactic conflict with world-ending repercussions. Fictionally speaking, he just wasn't available for fisticuffs. Yeah, see? Master Chief is busy. Can't fucking join the fight. He's busy trying to finish the fight somewhere else. We love the idea of seeing a Spartan fight unarmed. You have to figure they'd be pretty serious pugilistic contenders, right? Have a ton of biomechanically enhanced armor-clad, uber-trained soldering nightmares. Has to at least have a decent right hook. So we created Spartan-458, Nicole, and she's quite a lady, if you define lady as a ferociously violent killing machine. All this information is from the Halo website. Yeah, so that's how it basically came about. They were trying to put Master Chief, they couldn't get Master Chief, so they created a female Spartan in his place, who is, according to Bungie, canonical to the Halo universe, but the events in Dead or Alive 4 are not canon, but she does exist in the Halo universe. In short, she's a fictional means to an end that we gave careful thought, but with a jaunty tip of our hat and a wry wink in the general direction of levity. The way she was implemented into the game, however, was deadly serious. They also mentioned that working with Team Ninja was a dream come true, especially with how detail obsessed the Team Ninja tend to be. Yeah, so they did a lot of back and forth, FTP, trading information, assets and everything. They had to convert assets to be functional in Dead or Alive 4. But yeah, then that worked. And everything that you see, like the Spartan armor, the space station, all of that comes from Halo 2. It's just that this was the first time that all of it was rendered in HD in any form. They added the chief, the not Master Chief into the game, and at the time it was the highest quality assets they could use that was ever seen in Halo at the time, until Halo 3. But everything from the armor, the space station, the entire Spartan suit and everything, that was the highest quality at the time. I still think it holds up, even though it's not as detailed as like Halo 3. But Halo 3 came out like 2 years later, so of course it would be different. So yeah, it has Nassau Station, and Nassau Station is full of a whole bunch of interactable stuff, and it's pretty faithful to the way it looked. The identical station looks in Halo 2. So you can knock over the opponent over those like gas barrel looking things. You can knock them into it, they flip over, then you jump over and hit them, and then they'll hit the walls, or they'll bounce off of another square block thing, and then you could keep going. And then at the top of the stage there's a very low ceiling, so if you do like one of Spartan's grabs, or you do like a hit and then you do her big arm swing that she has from Leon, oh man, you fucking hit the ceiling. Like, you're just gonna take mad damage. You're just gonna take mad damage. And there's also other interactable things in the stage. So if you knock the opponent off, you can either knock them off from the fences around the top part of the stage, or you can go all the way to the right side, knock them over with either a throw or whatever, and then they fall and crash into a warthog. The glass cracks, they fall over, and then since the thing is on the warthog is on the ground, you can actually beat them up and use it like a wall and do wall throws, which I think is pretty hilarious. And of course there's other interactable objects, like you can actually hide behind the plasma shields, that the jackals and some enemies can place on the floor. And it's really funny because if you hit the opponent into it, it actually turns red. It's like when you're taking damage, shield damage in Halo. And, I think it's fucking cool that they have that kind of thing. And then of course you can see the Earth in the background, because it's Halo 2 starts on Earth, and then you go to the big space station and everything. So, or I think it starts in the space station, then you go to Earth, and yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But that's not the only thing that's in the background. If you look at the other parts of the stage, they have a big ass fucking Banshee that's just tied down and all broken up, which I guess the UNSC took it from the Covenant. So it's just sitting there. You can look at it in full detail. It's like fully modeled and everything, even though it's just a background asset. And like you can't see like every little detail, but if you zoom in, it looks pretty good, especially for the time. And then right next to it, there's a ghost that's all broken down, and you can actually knock the opponent into the ghost. And just like some other lower like fences and stuff, they flip over it and then you can hit them. But then Spartan, for whatever reason, has a hard time going over and hitting the opponent. She like glitches and doesn't properly go over it, and if you do, you have to do it on a delayed hit, but then the hit doesn't connect properly because I guess she's too fucking tall, so it doesn't work. But Ayane, she can do it. It's really easy. So yeah, in addition to all that, they have interactable objects, but what about Spartan's moveset? They said that she'd be a pretty deadly machine, and she fucking hits really hard. That's because her moves are based on Bayman and Leon. So a lot of her combos are similar to Bayman and Leon, and some of her counters are even the same, and throws are even the same as Leon. I can show you side by side right here. But yeah, she's pretty similar, and you know, she's the first time they had like a powerful like female character, like in terms of being like a heavy type of character. Because yeah, Tina has some strong moves, and Lei Fang kind of has some strong moves, and of course Hitomi can hit hard, but we don't have someone who's basically like Leon but a girl, and that's basically the role Spartan fulfills. And I think it's pretty cool because she has that one counter, I think, for a low hit where she stubs you, she stomps on your toe, leans back, and then punches the shit out of you, and you just get sent flying. And I feel like they exaggerated some of the physics for some of her moves just because, like, you know, it's a Spartan, so I feel like a Spartan in full armor would just really fucking hurt or probably kill you. It's DOA, so the characters can't die that easily. They fucking fall off like 100-story buildings and they get up just fine. Almost like Mortal Kombat. Yeah, they're fine. So some other things about Spartan that are worth of note is that American member of Team Ninja named all the moves, and there are moves that are, one is a reference to Dead or Alive called Dead on Arrival, which sounds kind of like DOA 6. Ooh, yeah, I know. It's kind of rubbing salt in my own wound. But the other ones are actually pretty interesting because they're actually named after moves from Halo. Like, one of them is the Pillar of Autumn, which you know was one of the first area, was one of the areas in Halo 1. The Great Journey, which you know is the name of the final mission in Halo 2. And the Wrath of Reach, which is one of the coolest names. And then of course the Grunt Punt. I didn't have some other ones there that's also named in from Halo, but those are the ones I thought were the most interesting. Yeah, Bayman's and Leon served as basically the basis for her moveset, but she does have some of her own original moves, or at least like the knockback and stuff are different from how they were on the original characters. And one original move that she does have is the plasma grenade. They actually included the plasma grenade from Halo, the sticky bomb, as a nod to the Halo fans. And it's really easy input. You just do a forward half circle, and then it works. And it does a lot of fucking damage as a high counter, especially if you do it near a wall. You just might as well just kiss all the health goodbye. Just over 50%. It's ridiculous. One of the best moves she has. Also, she has a taunt where she can turn on the active camo and turn invisible, but it's in a way so that you can still see her. Itagaki himself was worried about about it being bad for multiplayer, so they made it so that it was really obvious, even though it's still kind of see-through, but it's in a really cool way. And she doesn't have any stage throws. Oh, she doesn't have any tag throws, but she does have a unique stage throw where she fucking tosses you down the staircase. She's one of the characters with the most costumes, but it's kind of cheating because it's literally just like the same costume in different colors. And yeah, costume 2 and 3 are red versus blue, so you can recreate whatever you want for that. And you know, she can fight really well, so it's way better than fucking Locke versus Chief from Halo. Was it Halo 5? Oh god. Also, the Warhog doesn't only appear in the Halo stage, it does appear in the casino stage, in the stage that has all the cars that you can get run over by. You can actually knock someone into the Warhog. It has a small chance of appearing, but you can knock someone into the Warhog, and then if you get the replay, the kill cam shows the Warhog driving in and smacking whoever got fucking thrown into it. It's amazing. Also, another really cool detail about the South Station is that the station has plays the music from Halo 2. Plays the main Halo theme, but the Mjolnir mix, which I think is specifically from Halo 2. So that's a cool thing. It also plays in time attack mode where you fight Alpha 152, because I think in time attack it always plays the main character's theme. So when Alpha is the final boss, it just plays the Halo music, and it sounds really awesome on that stage. So this isn't the only time that Team Ninja collaborated with Bungie. In Halo 3, they had multiple types of customizable armor for multiplayer, and one of them was the Hayabusa armor. And that one is from, you know, based on real Hayabusa in Ninja Gaiden, and it has like these shoulder pads, which technically aren't part of Hayabusa, but you know, it looks really cool. And of course, like the upper body piece looks like Hayabusa's black suit, and even has like a scarf-like collar that covers like the neck, the Spartan's like neck. So it looks like Hayabusa's costume, and of course the helmet looks just like Hayabusa's fucking like mask and everything. It even has like the metal plating on his forehead that he uses, you know, to protect himself. So it looks just like it. And the really cool thing is that during Halo 3, McFarlane Toys, you know, McFarlane, the guy who made Spawn, he has a toy company, and they collaborated with Bungie for Halo 3 and released a whole line of action figures. So you can get grunts, elites, those big blue guys with the big guns, like jackals, I think. Even like you can get like every basic like Halo character, or I think even Arbiter has a figure. I'm gonna check. But they made one based on the Hayabusa armor, and I have at least one of them. It's green. I'll do a comparison. You'll see a comparison later, but I have the green one, and it looks really awesome. The detailing and molding on the figure is amazing, but you know, the articulation is a little limited. But for an old figure like that, I think it's amazing. And I love that there's a physical representation of one of these collaborations in existence, like just something that physically exists of it. And it makes for a really unique figure to own. But yeah, mostly it just looks like a generic Spartan, but when you look at the upper part and you see the face especially, you know, you can bring it up like, oh yeah, that's the Hayabusa armor. It's like, what the fuck is the Hayabusa armor? It's like, oh well, you just show them this video. Also, the Spartan armor in Halo 3 was one of the hardest things to unlock, so you got a real sense of pride for getting it. But in Master Chief Collection on PC and Xbox, you can just use it in multiplayer right away. And whenever I do multiplayer, I swear it's the one that I always see. Everybody uses the Hayabusa armor in big team battle and everything. I always see it, and I die a lot in Halo multiplayer because I always suck at Halo multiplayer. But it's too fun to stop playing. And also, the idea of a heavy female character wasn't only unique to DOA 4. Like, it started in DOA 4, but it happened with Rachel in DOA 5 and 6. So that idea was revisited, and Team Ninja even said themselves that, yeah, Spartan-458 was the inspiration for Rachel's moveset in DOA 5. So, and she even shares a lot of moves that are similar to Spartan. Like, she has, like, I think that forward punch kick, but she does, like, those 2 swings into the big boot, And then she has that double arm, like hammer kind of, jackhammer kind of thing, where she knocks you into the ground. That's also from Spartan. And the whole idea that, like, her whole gimmick is that she can, like, throw you or knock you into the air and then do an air throw. That's also from Spartan. And, you know, Leon also had a throw for the opponent when they're in the air. So she borrowed from that too. Although hers, I think, throws you back down, you bounce, and then you can keep going. Spartan just kind of throws you on the floor, so she doesn't have as much combo potential, I think, as Rachel, but the idea, the basis started there. And thanks to Spartan, you know, it wasn't the only time that DOA had guest characters. Because DOA also had the virtual fighter characters, Kira, Jackie, Pi, Sarah, and then, you know, she wasn't the only one that only spoke English. But the funny thing is that she also spoke bad Japanese, which I think was on purpose. Since she's actually a Martian, she was born on Mars, but she has Filipino descent. Another interesting thing is that her favorite food is Halo, which is apparently a Filipino sweet. Which, you know, Halo. I wonder what that tastes like, I don't know. But yeah, she wasn't the only one that spoke English. Because, you know, Jackie and Sarah spoke English in DOA. Because they just reused the lines from Virtual Fighter.
Ha! Yeah! Let's talk more action!
Try again in a few years.
Ha! Yeah! Yeah!
Better run home to Mama now.
And of course, you know, DOA games had dubs before with DOA 2, Dimensions 4, I mean, not the DOA 2, Dimensions 5 and 6, and Extreme 2, but nobody fucking uses English in DOA. What the hell is wrong with you? And then of course, you know, they added Naotora from Samurai Warriors in DOA 5, but I wish she was in 6, but they didn't add her. And she has all those crazy kicks and everything, and she also speaks English. I don't think Musou games have English anymore, like English voices. And then Mai from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters got added, and she only speaks Japanese, and she's another unique guest character. And then DOA 6 added Mai again. They added Tamaki from DOA Extreme, and she was a unique character with her own original moveset. And then they also added Kula from King of Fighters in DOA 6, but you know, DOA 6 is kind of dead. So it's a shame, even though they had all those cool guest characters. And then of course, you know, DOA collaborated with mobile games and appeared in some other games like that Queen's Gate RPG, which I think is basically like Queen's Blade, but with Taki, Sophitia, I think Morgan and Aksumi. That's a really interesting like strategy game for PSP, and if you're playing it for the right reasons, you know why. You know why you're playing it. Also, DOA Extreme had a guest character in the PSP game DOA Paradise with Rio from Rio Rainbow Gate, which I think is another Tecmo game. I think it's just like a card gambling game. But yeah, Team Ninja would eventually collaborate with other companies in a larger scale besides just adding a guest character. Like they worked with Nintendo on Metroid Other M. Yeah, and they also collaborated with other companies that weren't Nintendo, like Square Enix making Dissidia NT, which, yeah, that one didn't really end well, did it? And then Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which is one of the best games ever. Like, you should play that game. And it even has an Azuna drop. Jack Garland has an Azuna drop, so why are you not playing it? Go play it now. Like, Ridley appears in DOA Dimensions and Samus, but it's just like a cameo and not really playable. Samus should have been playable in that game. People would have bought it. That would have been a selling point, like, oh yeah, play as Samus from Metroid. Or Samus, you know, who was also in Smash. No Hayabusa in Smash, oh well. Anyway, yeah, Ridley appears, and then he's kind of in the background, and he has a devastating fucking move where he just grinds you against the wall, like in Brawl. In that Brawl cutscene where he just grinds you against the wall and then tosses you, after he shoots fire and then he tosses you. But Samus only appears in the Morph Ball when you yell into the microphone, and then she just goes twoosh, and then it makes Ridley go away for a while. Oh yeah, so an American Team Ninja member came up with the moves, but a member from Bungie came up with all the lines that she would say in the game, and I'm assuming some of the bad Japanese as well. They probably had to double check to see how you're supposed to pronounce it, and then intentionally pronounced it badly, because I'm pretty sure the voice actress couldn't do it. And I think the voice actress also does the voice for Slippy Toad in Star Fox, which is kind of a weird fact, isn't it? So it's been a while since I made a video, and I just really wanted to make this video because I thought it'd be a really interesting topic, because I don't see a lot of people talking about it. Like, I've seen Halo people talk about it, but you know, they're not really focused on the dead or alive aspect of it. They're just kind of focusing on the fact that, oh hey, there's a Spartan in a unique game, and let's just talk about the Spartan. And then DOA people don't really talk about the Halo stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, this is a cool character, but I don't know, as someone that likes both, I want to bring it up. So I think it's a really interesting talking point. Fun fact, she's also, according to a DOA 4 tier list that was made, I think, prior to DOA 5 coming out on Free Step Dodge, the main DOA community website, she was listed as like an S tier character. So she's not like double S tier like Hayabusa, but She's like in the higher level. Also, why does it say Brad Wong is like the lowest tier? Like, what the hell is wrong with him? Come on, Brad Wong's a good character. They don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, I thought the collaboration was extremely interesting. It's always been one of my favorite facts about DOA, and especially during that time when DOA was still Xbox exclusive, which I do kind of miss because that's when DOA was at its best. Because Itagaki's a madman, because he made like the best game of all time, Ninja Gaiden 2. So that's all I want to say. Please tell me that this recorded this time. I'm tired of having to redo it because I say something different every time. Okay, bye. Hopefully I'll see you again.